What will the next 12 months be like under Unai Emery if Arsenal win the Europa League? Come with me and we'll investigate. Hi everybody, welcome back into another episode of Arsenal Fan Circle. If you're new to this channel, you're browsing through, watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscriber button, the bell notification down there, and everybody that's watching, smash that like button. It really does help the channel to move up in the ratings. But quick video about how winning the Europa League will set up Unai Emery for next season and the benefits of that. And here is the train down by the train tracks. So first off, it's so important to win the Europa League, and here are the many reasons why. The first major one being an Arsenal supporter, and we all hate Tottenham, right? That if we win the Europa League, we will be in pot one alongside teams such as City, Juventus, Barca, PSG, and the likely Bundesliga champions of Borussia Dortmund or Bayern. Probably Bayern, because Bayern are playing at home this weekend versus Eintracht Frankfurt, and the eventual Champions League winners, which we all hope is Liverpool. So that will mean that Tottenham will be demoted down to, due to seedings, will be demoted down to the next pot. And the next pot will involve teams such as Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Napoli and Roma, and probably Borussia Dortmund. So those are not bad teams that Arsenal could potentially be matched up against next season. We'd all rather play an Atletico Madrid, a Napoli or Roma rather than play a Bayern Munich, Barcelona or a PSG or Juventus. And a little bit of news that came through today just recently in the last few minutes is that Allegri is stepping down from Juventus, and there is a little rumor that Mr. Arsene Wenger will be taking that Juventus job and potentially reconnecting with Aaron Ramsey and of course Ronaldo. So Arsene Wenger is guaranteed to win the Italian Serie A next season if he joins up there. I'm sure that his brief will be bigger than that in terms of probably winning the Champions League and such. But other benefits to obviously winning the Europa League for us is a trophy in the cabinet, and that will be a first European trophy for 25 years, and that's no small thing. That's brilliant. Also, it will gain us entry into the Champions League, gain us more money, and Mr. Unai Emery will have more opportunity to spend some of that money, hopefully. Mr. Kroenke, please. This will allow stability for the club. The club is founded on the history of stability. You know, in my lifetime of supporting Arsenal since 1987, I've gone through a handful of managers. George Graham, of course, followed by Bruce Rioch, maybe a caretaker manager in Stuart Houston, and then Arsene Wenger himself and Unai Emery. So that's like 5 coaches. You take Tottenham, they've probably gone through 15 or 20 in the time that I have been watching Arsenal since 1987. So Arsenal is a club that's built on stability, and in this day and age, if you win the Europa League trophy, that will give you some stability. That will give you some credit with the fans, and the fans will have some patience as we go into the Champions League next season and the Premier League. So a win in the Europa League will give Unai Emery some breathing room for next season, because next season, whether you like it or not, is going to be more difficult, I believe. We had a golden chance, probably 3 golden eggs to get top 4 this season, and it's so disheartening that we didn't do it. Even in the game that I went to versus Brighton, I have a travel vlog that I'll probably put up somewhere there a little bit later in the video. Even on that day, it was a very disappointing draw, and we only needed that extra 2 points to get top four. We had numerous chances to get those extra points at home to Brighton and at home to Crystal Palace, and I was lauding our home form, and these players really bottled it. So disappointing. Let's put the league to one side right now. Unfortunately, all of our eggs are now in the Europa League basket, so we have to move forward and hope that we can do it. Now, I'm quite confident that this Arsenal team, and I hope that the players know that they're very capable of beating this Chelsea team and go ahead and take that trophy. Other benefits to win the Europa League is that we could attract, I believe we're only going to buy 3 players probably this season. One of them will be a centre back. So new signings coming in will be a centre back, probably a midfielder, and hopefully a winger. Now imagine what our strikers did this year. They scored so many goals between them, but we didn't get any goals from wide positions or midfield. Limited amount of goals. We get a winger in there who can score 8 to 10 goals a season and provide the same amount of assists for Aubameyang and Lacazette, who I would not sell. We need to build a team around these players. Then we can be much more potent going forward. Add the centre back, bring in Callum Chambers, be more defensively sound, which we did not achieve this year. Offensively and defensively, we have pretty much the same statistics that we did last year and the year before. But I do contend that Unai Emery did make the team play harder and better against the top 6 especially. We did get better results versus them. So 3 players I see coming in, and I do see us using the under-23s, which why not use that resource? These players are going to be good in a few seasons. Let's blood them next season. The likes of Reece Nelson and Emile Smith-Rowe, who's already made an impact in our first team the beginning part of the season. Bring them back from on loan, and Callum Chambers too. Put them into the team when necessary, when needed, along with some new signings, along with the signings that we got last year, who did very well. The likes of Torreira. We're bringing our age profile down, and the team can only get better from that. Bring in a few other players who did really well in the last game of the season, Joe Willock and Eddie Nketiah. There you have a nucleus of five young players. You've already injected some young youth into the team, and they will help Aubameyang and Lacazette. And Aubameyang and Lacazette will help them. Socrates will nod and prod these players into the right positions and shout at them. You know, we're getting back to where we were in the days of old. We're going to have a good team next season. But this is all my optimistic take on things. We win the Europa League. The fans will give Unai Emery some more breathing room. And then finally, when we bring all of these new players in and Emery brings some new signings in, Emery will be able to settle on a style of play. People are complaining that he's not been able to have a style of play till now. This is because he's been using players from another regime, and they're really not his players. He's just coaching those players, and some of the players, quite frankly, are uncoachable. That's a quite frank and stark assessment, but we all know the players that I'm talking about. Bring in some players in the midfield, and because we have been light in midfield, and we've been light at the back in some areas as well, and be a bit more potent from the wide areas. Get some more goals. It's very simplistic. Get some more goals from the wide areas. Our strikers will still score goals like they did this year. Concede less goals than we did last season. Again, very simplistic, but put better players in those positions. And we don't want to see certain players back next year. We need to find homes from them, and that is not at Arsenal and not loans either. But if you're new, like I said, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscriber button. Follow me all the way up to the Europa League final, and even beyond. We'll be bringing more and more content, especially if you're new to this channel. Check in on our weekend Sunday shows. Sometimes we do Saturday shows, but predominantly it's Sunday shows. Stop by, take a look at those, and integrate with our existing viewers. And it's just fun. It's called the Arsenal Fan Circle for a reason. Get involved. Hit that subscriber button right now. It does help the channel to grow. Smash that like button. It does push the channel up the suggested videos. And you know, I'm trying to do my part for the rest of it. But until next time, I will talk to you. Come on, the Gunners.